In this exercise, we're going to learn about the importance of grading infills. So let's go to our exercise, 1303, grading infills. In our last exercise, we created grading objects. And we created a grading group to store those grading objects when we first started. Connected with the group, a property of the group is whether or not to have an automatic surface created. Now, when the surface is automatically created, is not just adding the feature lines, but it's also paying attention to the projection information from the grading objects, and is also recognizing the feature lines as potential boundaries. So because we never graded inside our pond, it recognized that this was a hide boundary, and the outer edge of the grading object, the last grading object that was added, is an outer boundary. And so because of that, when we look at our surface, we're actually missing information inside a feature line that we never graded inside of. And so that's where a grading infill object is useful. Let's see how we can add that. I'm going to go to the Home ribbon, Create Design panel, and go to Grading under Grading Creation Tools. We're going to open up that toolbar again to deal with grading. Now, notice it's telling me at the bottom the group I'm already in. If I'm in the wrong group, I can always set the grading group and change the group to the appropriate one. The criteria is not that critical because we're not actually doing any grading. We're just making sure the automated surface and the grading group recognizes that we actually want to infill the information in the feature line. When I select to create an infill, notice it says select an area to infill. Infills work very similar to hatching when you pick an internal point. So as long as you're floating over feature lines that create an enclosed area that are in the same site as the grading group, that's critical, you'll see a highlighted area. So as you see, I float inside this pond, a feature line, and it immediately highlights and says this is an enclosed area. All I have to do now is pick. I'm done adding infills. I press enter. Now it's adding that information to the surface. You see the contours have adjusted. Let me close this toolbar. Let's see how that model is now impacted. So now the bottom of the pond and the information at the bottom of the pond is included with our surface model. All of this is connected with using grading infills.